Hello everyone, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Dealings video. I was initially trying to do something in Gems of War, but I decided I preferred to play this game right now instead. And I checked Discord for a second, and apparently there can only be 2 devils found per day. So the earliest I can actually craft the weapon is Wednesday, which is fine, completely fine, but you know, I wish they didn't do that. However, I can be patient, sort of. Yeah, sort of. And now I'm going to have to take a break here in a bit because I have to stop playing this game too much. I also want to, I'm also questioning, you know, I don't know what to do with myself right now. It's like, I need to take a break, but what if I do if I do take a break? Yeah, what do I do if I take a break? Like it's not November yet. Dude, I can do things outside of... My brain is weird. We aren't debating this, obviously, but, I'm going to use a bunch of dueling orbs so you can go around and do whatever you want. Yeah, entertain people, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Are you doing that correctly? I am evaluating you, and I will be grading you based on how you do in these duels. And that's bullshit. I don't know how to grade people. I would make a very bad teacher. Yeah, that's why when someone asked me, based on the fact I was planning to have my major in college was English. And a lot of people asked if I was interested in becoming a teacher. No. I am not interested in teaching English. I am interested in being a writer, and I don't care if it sounds unrealistic to people. I don't think I can make a normal job work. I've already gone through this. That Jack and I have that much in common. That a normal job doesn't fit us. Although I would say that in his case, he, I think he gets a lot. That's, well, let's just say that Jack probably has good reason to not want a normal job. Because he's good at what he already does. And I don't know if we can say that I'm good at what I do. But we can definitely say that I am very persistent when it comes to what I do. I am very, very stubborn as well, so I do not accept failure. And I do not accept mediocrity as an acceptable standard. Mediocrity is not an acceptable standard for my work. And it shouldn't be for anyone else's either. By the way, Kaiba is an asshole. I just took that line from him because, pretty sure that's how I see things when I'm writing. I'm pretty sure I take that to heart, even though I didn't really get my, I didn't get my perfectionist tendencies from Kaiba, but I definitely got them somewhere, and I'm not even sure it was the system's fault. Anyway, so, Yuya, how are you doing? I see you're winning, that's good. Keep winning, okay? Keep winning. So, I have a lot of content that some people may not actually be able to fully enjoy. And I think a good portion of that reason is I can get into some pretty dark shit at times. And since I do take my, and since I do my best to trigger warning anytime I think a trigger is potentially in the video, it's easy to just not watch a video if it has any uncomfortable content. But it's also easy for people that aren't bothered by that content to just choose not to watch it. And I mean, that's fair. That is a completely fair and a completely reasonable decision. But also, why do I have to be so dark? Why do I have to be so dark? I have no answer to this. I still have no answer to this. Yeah, and if I tried to do light work, I bet it would just slip into shadow work instead. Even though I did some recent shadow work and it was uncomfortable as hell. Because that's what shadow work does. It brings up things that are not comfortable for you to look at. So obviously I was doing it correctly because I was uncomfortable. That's generally what shadow work does. You look at all of those parts of yourself you don't want to see. And you integrate those parts in yourself in whatever way you choose. That's just normal. There's nothing strange about it. Dude, I have 6,000. I have a dueling assessment score of over 6,000. This is amazing. This is awesome. I feel like I have just kicked ass. Okay. All right, yeah, you're on a roll. So keep going. If you run out of opponents, I've got these dwarves here, so I'm sure they'll help you. I'm going to see if there's anyone around that wants to duel. I don't see anyone hiding, so I'm going to use all of these dueling orbs because I need to use them. Obviously, it's because I want a respawn now. And it's also because I'm behind with event points. And that's not good. My event points need to go up. So I'm going to do some grinding here, which may sound unpleasant, but hopefully Auto-Duel is entertaining you. Because if you aren't entertaining people, you are failing. You better be entertaining people because that is what you want to do with your life. Anyway, yeah. I also have a lot of things in my videos. I mean, to be honest, my videos are long, so not everyone has the time to watch it. Not everyone has the time to watch them. But do you know my opinion? People should have more free time with their lives. I know that's my opinion. It's dumb that it has to be an opinion. But, I mean, I think people deserve more free time. Like what? Do you want people to waste their lives? Well, some people would say yes to that. And others would be a little less comfortable admitting that yes, they do. And I believe there are more people that would just skirt around the topic of what they actually think. They wouldn't come out and say it. They would just they would be like, not necessarily waste, but we do want our workers to be committed at the job they've chosen. Which to me sounds like they want, which to me is skirting around the question. They aren't answering the question, they're pretending that the answer they have to the question is acceptable. But what they really mean underneath that is they want people to waste their lives just working there. They want that to be their only thing that they ever do, ever. And I think this is more commonly seen in certain societies. But I've seen it, I've heard about it in Japan. Like, it's known for its work ethics. And it's good to have a good work ethic. It's good to be committed and to enjoy your job, but it's unhealthy if you basically work yourself until you die. And yes, there have been people in Japan that died because they were overworked. They kept working to the point until they died. And I'm not in Japan, but even as an outsider, working your people to death doesn't sound... That shouldn't be legal, should it? I don't think it should. But I don't really think I'm treating myself much better here. And I definitely didn't get my perfectionist standards from Japan either. They came from nowhere. Like I don't even know what triggered them. I don't think it was anything specific. I think it just happened overnight. And maybe it was a coping skill to cope with isolation. I don't know what it was. But for whatever reason, I am now a perfectionist. And you don't really see that based on these videos, but I have indeed stopped videos because the intro wasn't to my liking, or the video wasn't to my liking, and instead I put it in the cursed pile because for whatever reason I didn't like the video. And yes, I have done that. It's not something I do all the time, but there are videos where I go into things that I don't think everyone needs to know. And sometimes this is true, and other times I'm just being weird. In any case, I do find it interesting that I'm seemingly, for one thing, I am not influenced by Japanese culture by any means. But while I am not influenced by Japanese culture, how many YouTube videos have I made? How much writing have I done? How much pressure have I put on myself? That reminds me of the kind of pressure you'd get if you were in Japan. Yeah, that part's kind of weird. Like, it's a complete coincidence, guys, but it's also weird because I feel like there's not much of a difference, but in my case, it's not a cultural thing. In my case, it's more of a personal thing. That I do this to myself and no one else is really doing it, but since it's being done by me, it's still pretty bad. Even if you do that to yourself. And some people are taught to work hard and to do a lot with ourselves, and even in the United States, some people are expected to meet an unrealistic amount of expectations. Even in this country. And my ex was one of them, apparently. He was expected to do so much shit that was unrealistic, and it did so much damage that I wasn't even the only one doing damage to the relationship. Like, he's been scarred by that shit. Like, really scarred. It's easy to tell. And I hate what I've heard about his parents. Let me just say that. Like, his parents demanded things from him that just pissed me off. And I heard they they ignored his birthday entirely this year. And like, dude, I may have dumped him, but are you kidding me? Ignoring your own child's birthday? Who the fuck does that? I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Like, I may have dumped the guy and all that, but it wasn't because I hate him. It's not because I don't want him to be happy. I do want him to be happy. It's just, I don't have the kind of mental health that allows me to be in a relationship with someone like that. But yeah, I can see the damage based on how our relationship went. It was very terrifying, to say the least. But hearing that his family didn't even acknowledge his birthday, that was so depressing that I was just like, why? It's just, people are so... Some people really should never be parents, but also, I still feel like it was worthwhile to have that relationship. So I don't think it was a bad idea that it was born. I mean, I'm trying to say that I think he deserves to be happy. Like, my ex did a lot of things that were very questionable, and I'm sure that a lot of people just think he's this awful person and all that, but you have to understand that when someone is awful, it's often because they've had an awful life. They don't usually start out awful by default. Something usually pushes them to develop that kind of personality. And I don't think he was like this by default. I think his parents just turned him into what he later became. And unfortunately, that's not something that I need to take responsibility for, so I had to leave, both for the sake of my own mental health, and because I have my other reasons for... I mean, to begin with, there were things he never got to know, because I learned those things after our relationship had already begun. But as the relationship progressed, I felt like I was keeping too many secrets, and I needed to be more honest with any future partners. But being honest with this person was, well, he had issues. And this wasn't just about me having issues, so I figured it was easier to break it off than communicate what I had learned about myself. And obviously, even toxic people have said he wasn't that great for me. But at one time, it is worth mentioning, I did legitimately love him at one point. Love was there. Love was there. You know, do I want to post this or not? I don't know. Like, bad parenting is... It can kind of be a trigger for people. And I'm not sure if I've gone into so much detail that people could be triggered by it. But I mean, bad parenting is... It happens in every culture. And it's depressing. But sometimes I also forget that that not everyone takes responsibility for the actions that they need to be making. Some people don't hold themselves accountable for correcting the wrongs that their parents were responsible for. They don't try to heal, they just leave themselves damaged. They just prefer to play the victim card, which is a card I don't like. Yes, I do not like the victim card. Big surprise there. Anyway, I might actually stop playing this game. Yes, you heard that. I might stop playing for a bit because I feel like I need to take a break. Not a long one, obviously, but I definitely feel like there's something else to work on. Something else to do. Something else needs my attention. Yeah, something else needs my attention, sure. I have no idea. Yeah, my brain just tells me things and I'm like, okay. But honestly, I really should be making more preparations for National Novel Writing Month. I mean, Halloween is coming up very soon. And also, my next therapist appointment is coming up soon. So I'm actually wondering, I mean, I want to ask if my mom can take me. But now there's nothing wrong with someone else taking me, but it's just, she left her job, so does she have the time right now to do it? I mean, I would like I would like her work hours to be more flexible. It would be very beneficial for her and for everyone as a whole. Yeah, I think that her job was very exhausting. I was not surprised to hear that she was quitting it, but I was definitely surprised that she didn't quit it sooner. Yeah, I was surprised she didn't quit it sooner because it sounded like hell. But she did last a long time there. And I think she's put a good amount of thought into exactly what she will pursue next. I just have no idea what that is. Okay, well, this is the 26th. And the last thing has been opened, so what about the story? I read something as Pendulum Scars. What was actually said was not that. Dear God, I just read that as Pendulum. That is so dark, dude. That is so dark. Like, Pendulum Scars? Dude, that sounds dark. Okay, I need to prepare for National Novel Writing Month a bit more. And also I need to think about what to discuss in therapy because I mean, I could discuss one specific thing in therapy that I haven't been able to discuss so far. But I would rather discuss something a bit pleasant in therapy. Like, I want to discuss something that, well, I mean, I just want to discuss something that isn't ultra negative. Obviously, you don't go to therapy if everything's normal, but I mean, if everything was normal for me, I'd still want to go to therapy. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't like paying someone? I mean, if I give someone monetary compensation to help me with one of my problems, it might also be nice to receive monetary compensation for a worthwhile conversation. Not every therapy session has to be super hardcore. Okay, this is the last one. Man, this is a lot. Although this is apparently normal. Yeah, this is apparently normal. I'm still surprised you can even see the courses. Like, when Reiji told Silvio that he has prepared courses for him, I didn't expect that players would get to see the curriculum. It was hilarious when I learned that. Okay, I'm going to duel this girl over here. Okay. You know, in Japan, I heard that they don't have names, but the English version of the game gave them names. In Japan, these standard duelists are defined by their primary personality trait. Like, if someone is known for being super depressing, they would probably be called Depressed Girl or something like that. But yeah, I'm still not sure what to discuss in therapy. Like, I really want to make an effort to talk about other things, but I'm not sure what other things to bring to the table. So I was wondering if maybe it would help if there was someone else there, someone that could maybe offer a different point of view, like, this is what I've noticed, or this is what I've observed. Like, I don't know how my therapist can help me. And that has been a problem since we pretty much started. It was a problem for my last therapist as well. And the one before that. I'm not an easy person to help. And I think that's intentional. I don't think I want other people to solve my problems for me. I think I just want them to be around to listen if I need someone to talk to. But also, there are many situations where I will talk to a therapist like I want a solution. Yeah, sometimes I will talk like that. Like I will want a solution, like I want a solution. But they may not necessarily have one. And a big problem with me when I was in my early 20s or so, it didn't register very well that just because someone is way older than me, that doesn't necessarily mean they know the answers to what I have to what I'm dealing with. And I think the moment that actually properly sank in was when I was trying to get treated for anhedonia. Yeah, that's the first time I think that really sank in. That was the first time I really started to realize that there are some problems that not everyone can address. Not everyone can fix it. And that was a very depressing realization. Because I thought that maybe my entire life was just destroyed. But I also thought that I messed up irreparably when I realized what was going on with me on an internal level. And when I developed anhedonia, that actually did stabilize my mind to the point where it wasn't ideal that I had anhedonia, but I wasn't doing anything that I could have done without it. Like, I wasn't really in a stable mind before I developed anhedonia, I was in a very unstable mental state. Like, my spirit friends and my twin flame weren't enough to calm me down, because by that point my brain was not working properly at all. And I thought I had completely messed up. And it seems that shortly after that is when I developed anhedonia, though I don't remember the exact moment. But because I am able to actually discuss things like this, and have a YouTube channel, it's obvious that I have been slowly recovering. Now, it was a very difficult truth to learn, that there are some things that not everyone can fix. That some things you just simply have to learn to live with. But you don't necessarily know if you can live with something like an anhedonia, because that could completely numb you. And for me, I was only able to hold on because of the dumbest logic you could ever hear. It was because I was interpreting, I mean, listen. When I was diagnosed with depression, Saturn in Gemini was conjunct my moon. And when I developed anhedonia, Saturn in Sagittarius was making an opposition to my moon. So I decided that based on this, the conjunction indicated a permanent mental state, a permanent mental illness, and the opposition meant one that was temporary, which was stupid. It was very dumb logic. But I mean, it's definitely not as severe now. Like, you could probably think that I'm just faking it. Yeah, you could probably just think I'm faking it. That's how much I'm able to hide it. But again, that's not always the case. I mean, recently I was feeling pretty down and I was feeling pretty bad for a while. So it's not necessarily, it's not about, let me think, it's not about that I don't have it. It's that I've taken this role, so to speak, because I need to continue to live. And this isn't a false personality. This is part of who I was before I developed anhedonia. Now, there are some slight changes based on me being older, and also slight changes based on how I've been healing. But overall, anhedonia is still an issue. Now, we all know that anger has been a fuel for my energy. My therapist thinks this is a bad thing, but she doesn't know just how bad things have been for me in the past. She didn't see me when I had anhedonia at its worst, most crippling state. She saw me when I wasn't in that kind of state. Dude, there's a level 60 version? Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, I want it. Yes, I want it. I know it'll be pain and suffering, but give it to me. Yes, give it to me. I don't care how much pain I have to go through to unlock it. I will get there. I will get there. I will not give up. Ever. And yeah, I don't usually give up very easily. When my anhedonia got worse, I stopped treating myself like garbage, but I also did what I could to preserve my ability to keep my life from going downhill. I didn't want what happened to others to happen to me. But I think it's very important to acknowledge that I see. So this is how it is it? Pendulum scale. show me, Reiji, what you've got. Dude, did I just do something very dumb? The answer to my question is yes. Why do I keep doing dumb shit with these pendulums? Because I have no chance of victory at this point. But I will keep trying. I will keep trying. I can't stop. I can't. This is the kind of... When I developed Anhedonia, I didn't like it, and I still don't. But I do give it credit where it's deserved. It's deserved because it did stabilize my mental health in general. Now, do I like how it was stabilized? Well, obviously the answer to that is no. But that wasn't my decision to make, because my brain was already in an unstable state. So I basically had to do what I had to do. I tried to adapt the best I could. But obviously, as much as I tried, I do feel like some of what happened when people couldn't treat it, some of that really sank in deep. And some of that left a wound in my soul. Not an actual wound in my soul, by the way. I don't think my soul is particularly damaged by this. Because again, I think Anhedonia saved my life instead of ruined it. Which is not what you expect to hear, but it is true. Okay, well, Reiji beat me again. Do you know why Reiji beat me? Man, I need to learn how to pendulum summon correctly. Also, Yuya's deck probably sucks. But that's not the only reason I lost. Great. Well, again, I can't give up. I cannot give up at all. I must come back here. I must go at this again and again and again. Giving up is not an option. I will not accept it as an option. Ever. I will be back for this. I will be back, and I will be back stronger than ever. So be ready for that, Reiji, because I am not giving up. Although I am interested in, yeah, I did make a mistake there. Not going to lie, I've made many mistakes during those. And there's a level 60 version. I want to face it so bad. But I mean, if I want to face it, I should start pendulum something right first. Okay, I keep looking at the levels instead of their skills. That's the problem. I need to start looking at the skills. Okay, give me a second while I look real quick. No, I believe the last story unlocks tomorrow. No, it doesn't. It unlocks... Oh, hold on a second. But it's... Complete episode 4. Oh, hold on. Have I completed it? Well, it says yes. I've completed it. Complete episode 4. Why does it say that... I'm confused. But if I also had to guess, maybe you had to finish the correct one. Yes, if I had to guess, maybe you need to do something like that. Now, if that is indeed the case, then let's get to work on that. Because I do believe finishing the curriculum could just be something that people do naturally, and they don't really think about it because they're just doing it normally. I mean, most of these are just normal, you know? There's not really anything complicated about the curriculum. But, yeah. I will not give up, Reiji. I'm coming back for you. So you better have your deck ready. Yeah, you better have it ready and you better be prepared to duel. Now, I'm not going to lie, some of my personality is weird. Some of it. Yeah, sure. Some people probably think all of my personality is weird. And I wouldn't deny it if they said that. I would see it as a completely valid reality. Okay, so do I have to play as Yuya? I mean, theoretically, I could play as anyone, right? I mean, maybe I show up as Yuya, but I could still play as someone else and use their deck. I don't know, but I think I need a different strat. Although, it would also help if I would learn to pendulum summon correctly. I mean, Yuya forgot how to pendulum summon, but he had an excuse and I don't. Alright. Well, I'm going to keep doing this over and over. I hope eventually I am successful at beating him. Because I need to beat him at whatever level he appears at. And sure, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But so is professional anything else. If I want to be a professional writer, that shit's difficult too. So if I make a mistake as a writer, then the entire story could fall apart. So Reiji's words there make a lot of sense. Okay. Well, I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. There must be a strategy. Well, I could try a stalling deck, but why would I want to stall? And stalling wouldn't really help me, would it? I mean, sure, against Reiji's deck it sounds helpful, but that's not exactly true. Yeah, that's not as true as it sounds. Because he can summon a lot of things. Like he summons like it's no big deal. He just summons everything all at once, and I'm not at that skill level yet. But then part of me is like, I better get there then. It's like my competitive streak is coming back. Obviously, I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be. But at the very least, I know I can do certain things. And that's important. So, I'm going to go around dueling people, and eventually the curriculum will be complete. Now, how long is this video? Give me a second. Okay, so it's almost 45 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish the last course. But I don't even know if I need to finish the last course for the last scenes to unlock. Now, if I had to say, it's an unspoken requirement. Like, people aren't really going to, they aren't really going into this thinking they don't need to finish a curriculum or anything like that. But I still have no idea. I mean, dude, I could be so confused I'm sent back to the Discord. You know, the Discord that knows what I'm talking about. I mean, to an extent. Even people that are fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are probably like, what the hell are you talking about? Every now and then. But I mean, why would someone expect me to make sense all the time? I mean, do you make sense all the time? I'm sure you don't. Because no one makes sense when they first get out of bed in the morning. Yeah, when someone first gets out of bed, they aren't going to make sense. They aren't fully awake yet. A lot of adults need coffee to wake up. I don't drink coffee. I think it tastes bad. And I just don't want to depend on it. I'm already dependent on medication. I don't want to be dependent on anything else. Okay, well, I'm slowly getting up there. So I better keep going. And then hopefully that's the last thing I need to do. And now it would surprise me if the curriculum really does need to be complete first. Because it doesn't exactly say finish off the curriculum. Although I wonder if it says something down in the requirements, like, I don't know. To be honest, I just have no idea. Actually, maybe I should restart the game. But last time, the other stories didn't make me need to start over. I mean, the other stories just happened, and I don't think there's anything different about this story, except for the fact it's the conclusion. And because it's the conclusion, it might make sense to finish the final curriculum. Since, you know, in story, it's supposed to be Silvio doing that. I wonder if anyone is doing the curriculum as Silvio. I considered it, but I chose not to. And the reason I chose not to is because I don't need Silvio. Yeah, that's right, that's the reason. I don't have a Silvio deck made. So I don't think I benefit from trying to play as him. And I'm not really sure what to do in general. Like, I'm just saying when it comes to this event, like, it is hard. Like, it's not hard in the sense of I can't do it. It's hard in the sense of, well, I'm dedicating a lot of time to this, and I have probably spent too much time doing other things instead of this event. So I think I may have approached it from the wrong angle. But the event actually confused me at first. So I wasn't sure how to do it. But I eventually figured things out. And you're basically seeing the parts where I did have everything figured out. You aren't seeing the parts where I'm confused like hell. Okay. There are many, many things that I need to do. Yes, many, many things. You know, I said I was going to take a break soon, but this is not what I define as a break. On the other hand, just because I said I was going to take a break to, I said I was going to take a break to chill and chat. But I don't even know if anyone's going to be around for that. So, I'm not sure if there's any point in me logging back on. All I know is, well, honestly, did anyone respond to me? Did anyone respond to me saying that? Not yet. No one has responded to me saying it just yet. Okay, and... Well, I did see something. There's apparently a pet rescue in Gems of War. So I have to do it. Because obviously. Okay, I'm going to okay. Well, I'm restarting the device then. I hope this isn't a sign of a bad connection. But if it is, I might end up being forced into doing something else. And what would that something else be? Well, I don't know. Honestly, I could just sleep. Yeah, I could just sleep. Like, I asked if I could go to the store later. And obviously, I did not mean yesterday. And today, I'm actually planning to go to the store. You know, the grocery store. At least, I'm assuming that that was the understanding. Let me read your duelist fortune for today, okay? My luck was indeed so-so, by the way. It was. Okay. Let me read your duelist fortune, okay? Dude, I didn't do- oh, I messed up in the last one. Oh well. It looks like you're going to have a bad day. Carly, how are you interpreting these? No, bad day. You know, there is a pretty significant chance that could come true. But it doesn't have to. Now, obviously, it definitely could turn out to be one. Coincidentally, your fortune will improve if you destroy a monster in a duel. Okay. Alright, interesting. Watch what you say to other people. Oh my god. That's funny because I really should. That is a very, very direct reminder that I need to be careful of what I say to other people. Like it's not even... Oh, yesterday's was you might make up with a certain person. And I'm like, what person? Yeah, I don't have anyone that I need to make up with. I don't have anyone that I need to make up with. But, yeah, yesterday, I did no dueling quizzes at all. So I did not get those 42 gems. Okay, now today, all I have to do is destroy a monster, that's it. Okay. Restarting the game did? Oh my god. What's wrong, you? You're not smiling as you always do. Rady, I thought a lot about this. And I'm against this battle. Fighting never leads to anything good. You know that more than anyone. Yuya, I didn't say we needed to fight. All I said was that we need to prepare to fight. But that's why I've unleashed action duels. But whether you actually fight or not is up to you. What do you mean? Isn't there a type of dueling that you want to do? Yeah. I thought action duels would help you achieve that goal. Or am I wrong? Dot 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 dot. I get it, Reiji. I'm going to action duel to bring smiles to everyone's faces. You weren't very entertaining. Sorry, the crowd, the monsters, the crowd, the opponent, even the monsters, no matter what dimension they're from. Heh. Then let's see you put it into action. Try to make me smile. The ultimate challenge. I doubt it will be easy. I know it won't, but here I go, Reiji. You know, making me smile is pretty easy. And I hated that because I want my smiles to be legitimate. And if people are trying to make me smile, they better be willing to work their ass off for that. Although because it's not that difficult, it doesn't mean a whole lot. Now, obviously, it does sort of mean more than it used to, because I have anhedonia, so making me smile with anhedonia does make things more difficult. But if we consider the possibility I don't have it anymore, and there's something else going on keeping me feeling like this, then we could definitely make a different argument. Now, I do think that something else could be going on instead. But things become very strange when I think about how I felt so bad these past few days. And as soon as my anger was triggered, my energy came back. You know, that kind of makes me feel weird. Like someone triggering my anger was good. That's not how it works for everyone else. I mean, obviously, I don't like people to push my buttons. But I mean, if it's between having energy and lying around because I have no motivation, I think I'd rather pick the former. And it's not like I have to present the anger. I can just leave it in the background and use it as a full of energy. Yeah, I can use it as fuel for energy. There's nothing wrong with that. All I need to do is remember the emotion that's appropriate. And that's all I need to worry about. So, I think that's the end of the event. So that's it. That's all. So that's definitely interesting, but I did expect some kind of end that would, I pretty much assumed there would be an end. That would be somewhat satisfactory. I mean, there had to be a conclusion somewhere, so it makes a lot of sense. Okay, and now there are 9 more. Well, I know that I have to finish doing Reiji some more. And I also know that I have to, I want the title. I want the title, and that's why I came back in here instead of playing Gems of War as usual. Now, once I finish the event, I'm pretty much going to be doing Gems of War content as much as I can this week. Obviously, it's not as interesting as watching me play a card game, but it should be interesting enough as long as I don't overdo it. So, I still need... What? Win one duel against... Well, to be honest, it's win one duel against him at level 60. I mean, I could be pissed off about that, but I mean, my brain is just like, if I'm not good enough to get there right now, then I need to get there, then I need to find a way to get there. Yeah, that's pretty much how it feels. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, I need to figure something out. I need to remember who's using which deck. Okay. Well, Silvio and Yuzu have a slot open. But so does Yuya. Okay, well, you have a free slot. But guess what I'm giving you? I will have to show you everything. Okay, well, I'm going to give him a deck that he is going to, well, it's not his type of deck usually, but I want to know if this will work. Okay, give me a second. I want to know if this will work. And the only way I'm going to know is by trying it. Now, obviously, this isn't really going to assure victory. But I am hoping that it proves to be more entertaining. And I will be in my element. So, I think I should do it. Okay, give me a second. I know there's quicker ways of doing this. But for some reason, I think I just like this crowbar. I mean, I certainly can't rationalize it any other way, can I? Okay, so you have another deck. You have another deck slot. So I gave you something for the deck slot. I'm going to make it the active deck. Okay, so there's no... Okay, so there are no... Yeah, there are no... What? I don't need that card in the deck. But I do need something. I think I should pick another tuner. Do I have Dark Resonator normally yet? I think I only have it with Jack. But I want to know. Well, first off, I could have misspelled that. Yeah, first off, I could have misspelled that. So, I'm going to look for a tuner. And, yeah, this tuner is preferably a dark one. But I'll take any tuner. Okay, honestly, right. Well, I think I have plenty of tuners here. Okay, and this card. This card is pretty good, so I'll put it in the deck. It's not a vampire monster, but it should do. So the skill hasn't been set. That is because that isn't the objective of this. Although I am... Hold on a second. I need to make sure I have to see some cards in there. Is it fully updated? Okay, give me a second. It isn't fully updated. This is a problem for a number of reasons. Okay, I don't know if enemy controller would help me much. Actually, it would. But I'm going to try to go... Hold on a second. Favorite. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. Actually, I can take that route. It'll work, it's valid. Although it's certainly a dark way of being valid. Jeez, certainly. Okay, let's go. Now, before we leave, I would like to look at the synchro monsters. Since, you know, I'm planning to actually have those. So, I'm going to make this card. I'm going to put that card in the deck. And, give me a second. Okay. Oh, wow. Spell counters. Explosive Magician. Not the best card out there, but I mean, it might have its uses. So that's the deck that I'm using right now. Yeah, you're going to have to go around and you're going to have to use it against people. So this may not be your element, but it certainly is mine. So first I'm going to begin by saying that this will wrap it up for this video. So I will come out soon with another one. So until then, look forward to my next video. It's coming out soon, by the way.